On MSNSportsNet.com, we welcome you to the Friday Walkthrough presented by the West Virginia Lottery. Tony Caridi, along with the coach, Dwight Wallace. The Mountaineers have arrived here in Bethesda, Maryland, as they get set to take on the Maryland Terrapins. Coach, it's the first road game of the season, third game overall for the Mountaineers. Is there a lot of difference in the actual application of playing the game when you're away from home?
Well, I don't think so, and I know Coach Holgerson doesn't think it is. He just says it's a 100-yard field, and they put them, they sit a few people around, and other than that, it's the same thing. I've always tried to approach it the same way. You kind of undersell it to your players. I think the big thing is just the schedule working up to the game. Is you don't want a lot of diversions out there. You'd like to get them focused, and that's the only thing you're really concerned about.
I know that when you take a look at this game, folks have it as a very even contest, so we jump to special teams. You think that's really where this one's going to be decided?
Well, I think that's one real key matchup. I think this Logan guy that they've got is a really good player. Suter always scared me to death back in the day he was here. This guy's already had two returns longer than his. So, yeah, I think this guy's legitimate. We've got Tavon. There's one matchup.
Yeah. Going to be interesting to see how Tavon Austin comes into the home area. He's one of several Baltimore guys on that Mountaineer roster. He was big against the Terps a year ago. Let me ask you about this. From an old coaching perspective, Maryland has announced that two of their starting receivers will be out of the game as the result of suspension. Sometimes that puts a team together, sometimes it hurts. How do you see in your history of dealing with these kinds of things that it normally works out?
Well, that's a good point you just made, because sometimes it does help. Actually, it depends what kind of guys these were and how strong they were in terms of the chemistry of the team. But they've been getting the reps. It means two other guys are going to start getting the reps now, and they probably haven't had quite as many reps. So it's got to be a little bit of a concern, I would think, and particularly two guys have been very productive.
Yeah, they caught 13 passes in that season opener against Miami. Well, the Mountaineers against the Maryland Terrapins. Kickoff is set for high noon. We'll have all the coverage for you on MSN Radio beginning at 11 a.m. Along with Coach Wallace, I'm Tony Caridi. This has been the Friday Walkthrough presented by the West Virginia Lottery on MSNSportsNet.com.